Hello guys, and welcome to this video. Today I wanted to review the Lamy Imporium fountain pen. I got this fountain pen about a week and a half ago and I was really excited to try it out, and I want to share with you the experience that I've had with it for the past 1.5 weeks. So in case you're looking for some information about the Lamy Imporium fountain pen, you've definitely clicked on the right video. In case you want to get more information though, sometimes you may find videos about the so-called Lamy Persona, which is actually the same fountain pen as the Lamy Imporium. It's just that the Lamy Imporium, or let's say the Lamy Persona, was reintroduced in 2015 as the then called Lamy Imporium. But it's actually almost the same fountain pen. There is only a very few changes that have been made. For example, the clipper is a little different and the nib has a different shape now, but it's actually the same fountain pen. So let me tell you what I really like about the Lamy Imporium. So first off, what I really like is the screw-on cap. I have seen a lot of click-on, click-off caps, and I always worry that the mechanism is going to loosen after a while, and you either gonna lose the cap or it's just going to wiggle around all the time and it just doesn't feel nice. So I really love the screw-on, screw-off mechanism. And it seems like this is one of the Lamy fountain pens that really keeps the nib from drying out. There is some other pens, like for example the Dialogue, where I feel like it has an issue of the nib drying out. This is not the case with this Lamy Imporium at all. Then what I also really like about the Lamy Imporium is that the nib is regular shaped, and I like that personally because during my time in high school I used to use a Lamy All-Star, which also had a regular shaped nib, and I just got used to it, and I love that the Emporium has one too. And also I feel like it can just easily be replaced. Like you can put any stainless steel nib you can find on this Lamy Imporium, and I know probably even if the nib was differently shaped you could easily replace it, but I feel like the regular shaped nibs, you can just find them at any store, so it's just easy to get a new one in case you want one. And you can also just put a stainless steel nib, for example, when you are like going outside and you know you will probably won't be so careful or something like that. You can just leave the gold nib at home and carry this one with a normal stainless steel nib. The other thing I really like about this fountain pen is the grip section. It has these little riffles which just make it great to hold on to, and it's not going to make you feel uncomfortable even after hours of writing, and it just protects your fingers kind of from sliding down toward the nib, especially if sometimes like you have sweaty fingers, or sometimes it's just a great grip section. I really like it. I think the Emporium weighs 34 grams without the cap, and I feel like it's just about the right weight for this pen. It's not too light, but it's also not too heavy. It just feels right, and it feels qualitative. What I really like about this pen is the color that I've chosen. So this pen either comes in full titanium, in full black, or in black and gold. And I really like that I chose black and gold because the gold nib corresponds greatly with the gold accents on the outside of the fountain pen. So I can really recommend you to choose this color. So let me talk a little bit about the negatives of this fountain pen. There's actually not much to complain about. It's only probably that they chose a plastic threading inside the cap, which is probably because they thought like the threading on the outside here, which is made out of metal, is going to stretch if you screw metal on metal. So I heard a few people like complaining about this, like I spent like $400 on a fountain pen, so I want it to be full metal. But I can definitely understand why they chose this, and honestly, it feels good. Like you can really screw it on very easily and it just feels very smooth. So I actually can't complain about it at all. Then the other only negative left, or what I always see is a negative point for this pen, is the high price. But honestly, I personally don't see it as a negative at all, because I opted for this pen intentionally and I get what I choose. And honestly, for the price, you really get a really good fountain pen. So I don't see the high price as a negative at all. So all in all, in conclusion, I would say that the Lamy Emporium is a great fountain pen, and I even feel like it's a little underrated. I think the Emporium gets a lot of things right that other fountain pens don't, especially the screw-on cap and the grip section and the design overall. It just feels great, and I can really recommend this fountain pen. So now we're gonna end this video with a little writing sample. So for the writing sample, I'm gonna use a Lamy ink cartridge with the color black.